Coke Pepsi.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
I like Diet Pepsi. Diet Coke hurts my teeth. I know it's supposed to be sugar-free, but no, it definitely has something in it, and it hurts my teeth.
Yeah, it has a bajillion chemicals and poison, but
I don't like it. It tastes weird. It tastes flat. Diet Pepsi.
I don't know how we're going to get through this.
Counseling?
Maybe.
Hi, I'm Rel.
I'm Tamara.
This is Fearful Friends Podcast.
Did I do a good job?
That was great.
Okay.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
That was a cool intro. Just scream at people.
We're still,
We're still on opposite sides of the world.
well, the room.
Normally, I sit at the end of the table, and now she's sitting at the end of the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's
In the
really-
captain chair.
She's the captain now.
Although you're controlling the
I
computer.
do have the computer. So technically, I'm the captain, and I'm number one. I'm the number one
Mm-hmm.
station channel
Mm-hmm.
for recording.
This lighting is like perfect.
I think it's a little dark.
I really like it.
This is lilac. Lavlac. What did I
Yeah.
call it? Should we do livac?
Livac.
No, that sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
Well, it just reminds me of a life vac.
What's that?
Like a thing from like when you're choking and it like pulls it
Oh,
out.
ew, gross. You want to talk about traffic?
No.
I do.
No. You want to talk about funerals?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
Well, no, I'm just, I was going to share what was going on in my life.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Well, I had to go to the funeral of my husband's 16-year-old cousin
Yes.
who overdosed on fentanyl. And,
Yes. Test your drugs, everyone.
And it's just, it was horrible. I mean,
I
like,
believe it.
the people who, like, the two pastors or whatever they are,
Mm-hmm.
that got up and spoke, they did a beautiful job. And then my mother-in-law spoke, and also his mom. She got up and spoke. So she's like my age,
Yeah.
and she's my husband's first cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's her son that passed away. I can't believe that she got up there and spoke. Like,
I wouldn't have been able to.
and then afterwards, the pastor, after she spoke, the pastor got up and talked about how she was like a giant. Like, she was this like pillar, and how like strong she was. And it was cool, but it's, I don't know how anyone goes on from that.
I have
It's
no
so
idea.
scary.
I don't know what the answer is. I don't have kids. It's like you watch them too close and then they push away and they rebel. You don't watch them enough and they think that they can just get away with anything. And so they do everything.
That's why I said I'm gonna move to a deserted island somewhere.
Then she's just going to move away, or she's going to find a cult and travel around the world in their van.
I am the cult.
That's the title of the episode.
Okay. So to move on from that, I just had to say it because I have to share my life. But
That is very sad.
it was incredibly sad. And like being a parent, like you've never experienced like love that hurts. Like love is painful as a parent
Yeah.
because of how fucking scary it is.
I'm not comparing. But like the way I feel about my dogs, I feel would be intensified tenfold if I had
Yeah.
a child. And the way I feel about my dogs, I would kill for them.
Yeah. It's like this like horrible, like backhanded, like for some reason, I always think of like what would be worse, like if I died or if my daughter died. And like I was always so afraid that I would die because like her and I have such a strong connection that it would just ruin her.
Are you
It's like-
crying?
No, I'm not. But like this is the shit that you think of as a parent. So anyway, I'm just saying, I don't know.
Hug your children.
I just feel so horrible for all of them. Like it's so scary. He's 16 years old.
Are you in touch with her?
I'm like not really, but
Maybe you
Like-
should be.
my husband should be.
I mean, yes, but like you could be too. If it might be. I mean, I know that they're cousins, but
They were very, very close cousins when they were growing up. So
but I'm sure if you like reached out and were just like, I'm here for you. If you need to talk, whatever, woman to woman.
I feel like
I'd rather talk to a woman over
yeah.
a man.
She has a good support system though. And like his family is huge, and also like they will give you the shirt off their back and like all of them.
Yeah.
Even if they're like some like loud New Yorkers, like like they're gonna be there. Even like when I had to take Em to the emergency room because she had a toe infection, I got so many text messages that they were like, let us know if we can do anything. And I'm like, what? She's fine.
We'll watch the dog.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's nice.
She has a good support system, but still, whew, man, it's horrible, but it's how it is.
And it's only going to get worse, unfortunately.
I know.
Because they're only improving upon the drugs that are already out there. Big pharma. It's their job.
I don't know. I hope that they prosecute. I think that's what they're trying to do. So,
who are they going to prosecute?
Whoever gave a 16-year-old fake fentanyl.
Was it? It wasn't a doctor.
No.
I'm sure they got it off the street.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to find this person?
I'm sure his friends know.
You think
if it wasn't his friends? I don't know.
I just feel like nothing ever happens. It just continues onward and onward and onward.
Yeah. But it'll be good for the family to get justice.
Absolutely. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I just like, I don't know. I feel like nobody ever takes the drug stuff seriously enough unless it's a fucking celebrity. Like, did you see that Michael Perry news today? Matthew Perry news?
Mm-mm.
I just saw that they were going to prosecute the person that gave him ketamine. And I'm like, really?
I mean, at that point, like, you're an adult.
It's because he's a fucking celebrity and, like,
Yeah.
people care more about them, which is just fucking stupid. Like, whatever. Whatever. Nothing's perfect. Everything's awful.
Yeah. Let's change.
Snuggle my,
like I said, I was gonna
poop pillow.
Your poop pillow.
It's my emotional support poop.
It's a poop emoji, not like a stained pillow.
Yeah. Well, it's a Christmas time poop emoji. He has reindeer antlers.
Oh, I thought that was just more poop.
They are brown. It looks like tiny little arms.
I want to go on a vacation in the mountains, like a couple's vacation.
Let's fucking go. You
Like,
think you can get Rich to leave his house?
rent a cabin.
Yes. I already have one in mind.
Really?
I've got so many saved on my Airbnb.
Does it have a hot tub?
I actually don't know. I should find one with a hot tub,
Mm-hmm.
but no boys allowed.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Unless it's just Matt and
No, absolutely not.
I. Just Matt and I. You don't have to be there.
That's the whole reason why no boys are allowed in the hot tub.
But when you and I are in there, no boys allowed. But when it's just me and Matt, that's fine.
No. No.
Why? You can't fuck in a hot tub anyway. It's too hot on your parts. Also, I don't like fucking in the water. You get water in your holes. It's weird.
Water in your
You
holes.
get water in your holes. Then you feel like you're peeing your pants 10 minutes later.
You see those videos of like people that are going on trips together and then they buy each other funny t-shirts?
Yes. I never stop seeing them. And I'm like, I don't know why my algorithm is showing me all of these. It's
You're
cute.
such an old lady, but
For
that's
the men.
so funny. Or when they do the phone cases,
I haven't seen any of the phone case
Yeah.
ones.
like they all just get like totally crazy phone cases. Like some of it will be just like an entire baby doll.
Why? Like, why can't we just go on vacation? Why does everything have to be a gimmick?
For fun. It's fun.
Tamara,
Laugh.
we have different
Laugh.
versions of fun. My fun involves that man in that room right there naked in a hot tub.
Gross.
In the mountains where you can barely breathe because you're so high up.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing. There are a lot of spiders, though.
Oh, God damn. Why do you have to ruin it?
That is like the one thing I don't like about being up in the mountains is their spiders are man-eaters.
We have to bring spider spray.
No, you just smoosh them.
No. They smush you if you don't have spider spray.
I'm not spraying chemicals all over our beautiful cabin in the wilderness.
It's not our cabin.
It's pesticides, and I don't want the poison in the air and on the plants and on the deck.
On the
Perhaps
deck.
the naked hot tub. My pillow.
My poop.
My emotional support poop.
Anything new since we recorded 5 minutes ago?
Well, my drink's empty. I now have an emotional support poop on my lap.
And pretzels.
And pretzels that I'm not allowed to eat because she keeps giving me a dirty look every time I reach into the bag.
They should be covered in chocolate. All pretzels.
You know what I bought? Milk chocolate cashews. I didn't think I could like something more than milk chocolate almonds, but cashews are better.
Yeah.
Almonds start to hurt my teeth after a little bit. Cashews are softer.
Mm-hmm. Cashews are like superior.
Mm.
And macadamia nuts. But I can only eat a few of those.
Chocolate covered macadamia nuts or just macadamia nuts?
I think I could eat a lot of chocolate covered macadamia nuts.
I think I could eat literally anything chocolate covered. Dip a battery in chocolate and I will house that thing like a hot dog. It's sweet and acidic.
Yeah. And then you go to the hospital, right?
Worth it. Don't eat batteries, kids.
You know what I found myself doing at work today? I was helping
your notes. I got her.
Very funny. I was helping a customer and I was out front and they were standing like right next to me. So I'm not like at the teller line, like separated from them. And I'm just talking to them, stroking my long chin hair.
No.
Like, what is wrong with me?
By the hair on my chinny chin chin.
I was just like, thinking, as soon as I get in my car, I'm gonna get this one right here.
You know what I do? And it's not the same, but it's not good. Whenever I get anxiety, I start pulling on my neck right where the crease is.
Mm-hmm.
And I just pull on it. And I know one day I'm going to get mad turkey neck. And it's just going to be hanging down for me constantly pulling on it.
I do the same thing right where the crease is.
Yeah. It's like, I'll be doing it when I'm driving and I won't even realize it. And Matt goes, calm down. Just slow down. Everything's fine. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm fine. He's like, you're grabbing your neck again. I'm just like, I just can't help. I don't know what everyone's doing.
Oh, yes. So school started. Back to school this week. I hate it.
Why? It's free babysitters.
I have free
that
babysitters.
Was mean.
Everywhere.
Teachers are not babysitters.
I have tons of free babysitters. Right,
well,
Auntie Rel?
you're like one of the few ones.
Listen, I don't want to get up early. I don't want to have to drive
you
to...
already have to get up early for work.
But this is even earlier.
Make your husband do it.
He's gone at work already.
Then make him wake up with Emily and drop her at the bus stop or something. I don't know.
Never.
I have to fucking wake myself up at her age and walk my happy ass to the bus stop.
I would never allow my 7-year-old on a bus.
Times are different.
I know.
Parents actually care about their kids. Real crazy notion.
Anyway, it's just,
And
the packing the lunchbox, the homework afterwards, it's every day, going through the backpack, forgetting something in the morning. I just hate it.
Why don't you homeschool?
Because I'm not at home. I go to work.
Oh, I dropped a pretzel. I'm really sad now. This is why I can't eat and record.
No, yeah. Also the mouth sounds.
I can't push it away. I gotta talk into it.
Yeah, so only 200 days till summer.
Thank God. Let it be over.
Yeah, that's true. I am ready for some better weather.
Fall's around the corner, baby.
Well, yeah, but not in Florida.
Well, no, but we're starting to see more fall stuff in the stores.
Mm-hmm.
I think, fucking crossing my fingers, we got our last shipment of watermelon in today. Jesus fucking Christ. When will it end? All of the... Listen, it's so... I never realized this, because I never, did anything with produce or anything, but I never realized when they pick watermelon, they do it at, way early in the season, so it just fucking sits there for so long. by the time the season's over, all the watermelon like we're getting today has been picked like a really long time ago. And it just explodes and they just leak everywhere. I'm so sick of cleaning up leaky watermelon. It smells so bad. Today, I had to mop up a whole ass thing of watermelon that exploded because some lazy fucker didn't want to clean it up and made me do it. Then we have this like compost bin outside and it's like really tall. So like, it's really hard to like get stuff into it. I had this really heavy box and it had like mushy ass watermelon. It had like a whole bunch of like nasty peaches and mangoes and stuff. And I went to go lift it into the bin and I fucking dropped the box into the bin. And it's a compost bin, so I couldn't leave it in there. So I had to go fucking digging around in the bin and I got fruit juice inside my armpits. And then when I lifted the box up, it dripped all over me. It was so gross. And I was like walking into the store and I was like, and it's just so sticky and it was in my armpits and on my boobs.
That's horrible. I thought you were gonna say you went to like go lift it and throw it in there and it's all over you.
It fucking almost did. It's not fair. Like, I don't know why I have to do Produce's job for them. I'm not gonna cry. I really didn't think this job would be so messy.
In your armpit.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about it. Because you know how I am about sticky things, and that was like all the sticky things in one big old glop of juice. Lifted the box, felt it run down my arm, into my armpit, into my bra, and I was like, ah! And that's it. This is how I die. The box. Yeah, it was not great.
It's gonna be okay, Rel. Do you get to take a shower?
I have yet to take a shower, but when I got inside, I had my hands up and I was like, "Can someone please go close the door? Please! I have to go wash my armpits." And I went to the bathroom and just took a paper towel and like really got in there and scrubbed my armpits. So, I probably smell like BO because I washed all my deodorant off. I gave myself a nice horse bath.
Good. It's better than I did when I piddled on myself at work today.
Oh, were we talking about this on the pod? Good.
Hey.
Do you want me to leave it in?
It happens to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
She tried to fart and she peed.
Okay. You didn't have to say all that.
I think at least that makes sense.
I could have sneezed and peed.
Okay,
that's
you know
pretty
what?
normal.
You're fair. But like the way you said it before, it kind of just made it sound like you were like sitting there at your computer and like, poop. Oh, there it is.
There was enough to drip down my legs because I was wearing a dress.
And she was wearing a dress, guys.
Yeah. Thankfully, it was like right at closing.
Closing time. That includes your legs.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you ready for my story?
Oh, yes. I'm ready to just relax and lay back and use my ear holes.
Are you going to stop sniffling? That is...
That was just one nostril.
Goodness gracious. Please tell me you cut that out. Okay.
I don't know. I haven't started editing yet.
All right. So, my story is the Angel Makers of Nagyrév.
Is this a gang?
Kinda.
Oh, how exciting.
So I got most of my information from
The Sons of Anarchy from FX.
A sci-fi article and an All That's Interesting article that I will link.
Sci-fi is in the channel?
Mm-hmm.
Are they still a channel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember when they changed the spelling of their name?
Yes. SYFY.
Shame.
It's shameful.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I stopped sniffling actively.
Okay.
There might be a residual one in there.
Nagyrév is a small, tight-knit farming town in central Hungary.
Oh, that is not what I was picturing.
I know. At the time of our story, which is 1910-ish, the population of this town was only around 800 people. So it's very small.
Okay.
This town was also lacking a doctor. So when a midwife named Susanna Susanna.
Susanna with a Z.
With,
Okay.
2 Z's in it.
Susanna.
I'm going to call her Susanna.
Susanna.
The midwife named Susanna Fazekas moved into town. Those in desperate need of medical care were believed to have someone with medical knowledge available to them. Even as a midwife, Susanna's skills proved beneficial for those seeking other types of medical care. Susanna's presence, however, raised a few eyebrows in Nagyrév.
Was she a witch?
She was a midwife. Pretty close.
Does that make you a witch?
Susanna was single, and
spinster.
Exactly. The residents of this town began to hear rumors that Susanna had a husband who had disappeared under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, I feel like everyone disappeared under mysterious circumstances back then. They just like walked away because they didn't have like transportation and shit. And it took them 10 years to get anywhere.
Or they just died because
they got a cold.
The turn of the century.
They got a tack in their thumb and died of dysentery. I don't know. I'm just saying things.
So, on top of the rumors, no one could narrow down anything about her past, and no one knew where she had come from before moving to Nagyrév. But her references and experience as a midwife spoke for itself, and she really was very, very skilled. Like, she was a great midwife.
Oh, really quick. A midwife, they, like, help deliver babies?
Yeah. They birth them babies.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was picturing the right profession.
Yes. Midwifery.
Like a doula.
At this time, and for hundreds of years before this, midwifery was...
Is that really how you pronounce it?
Yeah. I'm feeling very exposed right now. Midwifery.
Is that real?
Yeah.
It's not midwifery? Sorry, I just heard whiff.
Midwifery.
What's wrong with me?
Google the pronunciation. We're going to listen to a robot say it.
Midwifery.
Really? I've always...
Midwifery.
Okay, midwifery.
Midwifery.
It's midwifery.
Why does it sound so funny?
I don't know.
Like,
We're gonna move on.
smelly.
Anyway, it was a highly respected profession.
Yes, still is.
Yeah. And these women were regarded with a higher level of power than most women at the time, who were like, seen as property mostly.
Yeah.
So like they actually had like a power, like
They
status
had a
in the community.
instead of just like house chores.
So do you know what else midwives did for their patients? Rello.
Did they force orgasms?
No, that's later when men came into the profession.
Oh.
Okay, that's disgusting.
Well. No, tell me what else they did.
They performed abortions.
That was going to be my second guess.
This town was filled with mostly Catholic residents.
Of course it was.
Mm-hmm.
And who loves abortions more than the Catholics?
Right. Back alley abortions, of course.
Because if you get abortion, you're going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Even though half of them are getting abortions.
So during the turn of the century, Hungary was a very impoverished country. Teenage girls were placed into arranged marriages paired with older men. They had no choice in the matter, and divorce was illegal, so these young women were stuck in loveless and often violent marriages with men they were afraid of.
Ugh.
And then many of the men were drafted into World War I.
Goodbye, though.
Women struggled at this time because they were not raised to work and provide for themselves and families. During World War I, Nagyrév was used as a holding camp for Allied prisoners of war.
The fuck does that mean?
I could not figure out what the difference between Allied prisoner of war and prisoner of war.
Maybe it's like the Allies and the Axis?
I just, like, if
Is
they
that
were
World War One
if
or
they
World
were
War Two? You remember Allies and the Axis?
Okay. That makes more sense. Why couldn't Google tell me that? Anyway.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not a history buff. Matt might know. If you want to call upon him.
No. These prisoners of war were sent to work in the town and in the farms to help in the absence of the men who had been drafted. And with this, the women of the town began a short-lived sexual liberation.
Oh my God, with each other?
No.
Oh.
With some women taking many lovers at once.
Like
with
gangbang style?
With these POWs that are now in their town.
Oh my God. Was it consensual for the men?
Yeah.
For the prisoners? They said yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just because they would come and like live on their farm and like work on their farm and spend time.
I just wanted to make sure that they weren't still being imprisoned and like being like, well, you're here, you have to have sex with me. Rape goes two ways.
I mean, like, I don't think that's what happened. I think that they like formed relationships.
Yeah,
and became, like,
chain them up.
They were having affairs.
Yeah. Torrid affairs.
So this obviously led to unwanted pregnancies, and Susanna's services were in high demand.
Oh, how exciting for her.
Mm-hmm. Abortions were illegal, but
is fucking off around on your husband.
Right. Susanna knew how to provide safe health care for women because, you know, abortions will still happen whether it's illegal or not.
Exactly.
As we know.
The only thing that matters is whether it's safe or not.
Yes.
That's the only thing that changes.
This resulted in Susanna being arrested around 10 times between 1911 and 1921. So it's like once a year. Each time she was acquitted and was able to return back to work.
Wow, I wonder how she got acquitted, especially back then when like they were just like, they were literally like, you're a witch, you know?
Maybe she was a witch. I don't know.
Oh.
If you're a witch, like you can just like cast a spell and get your way.
I put a spell on you.
Yeah. After the war, the men who had survived returned home. Most with what was called shell shock at the time, but now known as PTSD.
Oh, so they probably beat on their wives even more.
Others had suffered serious injuries that had never been able to properly heal on the war front. The women became caregivers for these men who were controlling and abusive.
Just like big, controlling, abusive babies that now need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Who you hate.
Who you hate.
Mm-hmm. These wives had also become financially and emotionally independent while the men were away, and now were expected to turn back into a subservient life. Susanna, who had become a trusted confidant to the town's women, was sought out for advice. If there's a problem with him, I have a simple solution.
Oh my God, I remember this story. Yes, Susanna.
So, her solution, an elixir to add to his drink. The result? Vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, skin discoloration, and death.
Boom, boom, boom.
All symptoms pointing to a well-known killer of the time,
the
cholera.
Plague. Oh, is that the plague back then? No.
I have no idea.
That's different.
Susanna had discovered that if she boiled flypaper containing arsenic, the result would be a deadly concoction.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Word spread between the wives who had suffered mental and physical abuse at the hands of their husbands. These women were all willing to pay Susanna for her vials of deadly liquid. They had been reassured by Susanna that arsenic was untraceable in the body. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing her name different every time.
Susanna.
Susanna.
It's okay. It's just us here.
And her in with the local clerk who filed death certificates, who was a woman Susanna had helped with her marital problems.
Mm.
She aided Susanna and the wives of this town, killing 45 confirmed men over 18 years.
Wow.
Confirmed.
That's wild. How did they confirm it? Did they like dig up the bodies and test the hair or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Susanna proclaimed that she was providing assistance to women with no other choice and had begun her reign with the intent to only harm these men who had done horrible things to their wives. Over time, though, the women began to use her services to, quote, end the suffering of older parents.
Oh, God.
And then...
They're just going to start killing everyone.
I know. And then children were being killed by mothers who had too many mouths to feed because abortion's illegal.
Ugh.
The death toll was out of hand, and Susanna got greedy with the wealth her scheme brought her.
Oh, yeah, because they're paying her for every vial.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, I feel like it would be different if she was just doing it for free. Because then it's like, then she could be like, okay, guys, chill the fuck out. But now it's just like, you clearly just wanted the money.
Yeah.
That's not good, Susanna.
Mm-mm. Rumors began to swirl again. Men feared for their lives, as they should, and had no idea.
Really snuck that in there.
And
always.
And had no idea why so many men had died around them. Authorities also noticed the high percent of deaths in Nagyrév over the years.
There must be some sort of cholera just for people with penises. I don't know what on earth.
Penis cholera.
Of Nazareth, or wherever we are.
Nagyrév. So authorities began investigating this town, and the women became nervous.
Yeah, what do we do with all the arsenic? Guys, we didn't think this through.
They learned that Susanna had lied about arsenic not being detectable in a body after death.
How did they know back then in 1910 that they could trace arsenic?
Scientist.
Why, God?
Yeah.
That's so far away.
Authorities planned to have many of the bodies exhumed. On the day they approached the cemetery, they found that they were not the first ones to arrive that day.
Oh my God, did these bitches dig up the bodies?
Even better, many of the widows from the town were caught in the cemetery removing headstones from their families' graves to move them around to other graves.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Authorities did manage to dig up 50 bodies from the town, and 45 of them contained massive traces of arsenic. 45 out of 50 of the bodies dug up.
Wow.
Yeah. The real number of victims is believed to be closer to 100, and again, this town only had around 800 residents.
I was going to say that's wild.
Yeah. And then
an eighth of your population is gone.
And then not to mention the people or the men who had died at war.
Yeah. So, I mean, at some point there's got to be like only women left, right?
I'd hope.
Like, what do you do then? You got rid of all the men. You just fucking each other. Eventually you're all going to die and your town's going to be a ghost town.
Yeah, you know, they already had kids.
Yeah, but they started killing them. I don't want to feed you mac and cheese anymore.
Oh my God, I love mac and cheese. I'm really hungry.
Sorry.
Okay, move on to her. 26 women were sentenced to murder, but their ringleader, Susanna, who was tipped off that the police were on their way to her house, made herself her own vial of arsenic.
You little bitch.
And was dead when the police arrived at her home.
I didn't think arsenic acted so quickly. I thought it was like something that built up in your system.
I think it can, unless you take a lethal dose.
Yeah, shitload of it.
12 women received prison sentences and 8 received death sentences.
Oh, wow.
That resulted in 2 executions, with the other 6 dying in prison.
Huh.
It was said that during the trial, the widows seemed unamused or bored with the drama of the court proceedings. They simply stated they did what they had to do. Nagyrév earned the nickname the Murder District.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. In a search of nearby towns, more bodies were found with arsenic. However, no one else was tried for these deaths. Why? I don't fucking know.
And like,
No
how did they
sense to me.
find those bodies? Were they
Just investigating.
Like, we're just going to spot check this grave, and that grave.
Yeah. During a BBC interview in 2004, Maria Gunya, who had been a child at the time of the Angel Maker murders, stated that it was a known fact that after the Angel Makers, the men's behavior towards the women of the town, quote, improved remarkably.
Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because they were scared for their lives.
Mm-hmm. Women had to literally murder to gain respect.
Yep.
So there are many books and podcasts and documents about the Angel Makers. Like, literally just type in Angel Makers, and you'll find so much on it. It was like hard for me to even find news reports on or like stories from stuff like that. It was all just documentaries.
Wow.
So,
Well, because 1910. It's not going to be in the papers. Well, maybe they had papers back then, but it was a Hungary paper.
They did have newspapers in 1910.
But it was a paper in Hungary.
I am hungry. I'm so hungry.
Are you going to eat that pretzel while you're talking to the microphone? She's just going to lick it.
I love salt.
Don't put it back in the bag.
I'm not trash. Okay. So this also reminded me of the book The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This is a story about an apothecary who similarly made poison mixtures to help the townspeople, women mostly. So this book goes back and forward from the late 1700s to present day, when a tourist finds an abandoned apothecary bottle while mudlarking on vacation in London. It's when you go into like a stream or something and you dig up the mud to find artifacts.
It's like gold sifting without the gold or the sand.
Yeah. So she finds this apothecary bottle, and then the book like follows her investigation, and it goes back from like the story of what's happening in the 1700s.
Yeah.
So
that sounds kind of cool.
Very good book.
You actually read it?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
I can read.
I'm so proud.
Yeah. So yeah, read that. It's
The Lost Apothecary. I'm gonna look it up.
She like at first she was helping with like women who like, you know, they wouldn't get their period, or they're having issues, and this like apothecary and her mother, she learned it from her mom, had, you know, they knew all like the herbs and, you know, tinctures to help you. And, you know, I think the daughter turned kind of
evil,
murderous. Yeah. I don't think she was evil. I think she was maybe doing the right thing this time.
Are you gonna eat that fucking pretzel? She literally just touched this pretzel to the back of her throat and then pulled it out so she could say a word.
Like what's that show with the guy, the murderer serial killer?
Wow.
Miami.
CSI?
No.
Dexter,
thank you.
I'm rewatching Dexter right now. It's on Netflix. Are you rewatching it?
No.
You should. Do you have Netflix still?
Well,
you should watch it because it's on there. We can watch it together.
No.
Talk about how hot he is. I love those damaged boys.
Yeah.
He's a man. Sorry. I'm not into damaged children. He's a man. It's Dexter. It's a show.
Thanks for clearing that up.
I don't get the wrong idea.
I'm going to go eat my pretzel that's in my mouth, and I'm afraid to crunch it.
Go ahead. We'll wait. She's shaking her head. All right. That was a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Still not going to chew that pretzel. Follow us on not Facebook. Don't follow us on Facebook. We don't exist on Facebook. Instagram and TikTok at Fearfulfriendspodcast. Send your ooky spooky fun work stories, whatever you got, to fearfulfriendpodcast@gmail.com.
Rate, review, subscribe, please.
Tell Tamara to chew that pretzel. And we will catch y'all on the flip side.
Oh, man, that's what happens when you have to end it. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Damn it.